Hello Senior Secondary 1 class. Welcome to today's lesson on economics, in Haro Yeshua Hamashiach School, here in Lagos, Nigeria. Lesson topic, Division of Labor and Specialization. Let us make an in-depth study of the division of labor in economics. In this lesson, we will be looking at the following. 1. Meaning of division of labor. 2. Definition of division of labor. 3. Essential conditions. 4. Different forms of labor. 5. Advantages of labor. 6. Disadvantages of labor. 7. Remedies and mitigation. We start with the meaning of division of labor. After our prayer, please rise, bow your heads in worship as we pray. Ha Abba, we appreciate you for your mercy. We praise and adore you. Kindly show us, your children, your compassion, as you, Almighty Haro of the universe, leads us into our lesson of study today. Grant us ability to understand and to excel in economics as a whole, in Haro Adonai, Yo Yeshua Hamashiach, the Amen and the Amen. Class response. Amen and Amen. Meaning of division of labor. Division of labor means that the main process of production is split up into many simple parts, and each part is taken by different workers who are specialized in the production of that specific part. Now, a day's production has become so technical and complex that different workers are put to different tasks according to their capacity and ability. One becomes specialized in the production of those goods for which he or she is best suited. Different workers perform different parts of production on the basis of their specialization. The result is that goods come to the final shape with the cooperation of many workers. For example, in a large-scale ready-made garment factory, a man does cutting of cloth, the second man stitches clothes with machines, the third buttons, the fourth makes folding and packing, etc. This way of doing the work is called division of labor, because different workers are engaged in performing different parts of production. Definitions of division of labor. 1. In the words of Professor Watson, production by division of labor consists in splitting up the productive process into its component parts, concentrating specialized factor on each subdivision and combining their output into particular forms of consumption output required. 2. According to Hansen, division of labor means specialization of process. 3. According to Chapman, the specialization of works is called division of labor. Essential conditions or prerequisites of division of labor. Complete success of division of labor depends on the following factors. 1. Wide market. It is the opinion of the economists that division of labor will function well, and its success depends on wide market. If there will be small market, division of labor will not develop much. Division of labor is mostly found in big factories, where commodities are produced on a large scale. Only then it will be possible to split up the job into different processes and to assign process to a different set of workers. 2. Large-scale production. For the complete success of division of labor, the goods must be produced on large scale. When there is large-scale production, more laborers will be employed, and then division of labor will be possible in a nice way. 3. The quantity of capital available. Sufficient capital is needed for a successful and better division of labor. Shortage of capital and money not available on time may help the company not to go for division of labor. 4. Nature of demand. Some industries are of such nature that it is not possible to split up the work into distinct and separate processes. Here also the scope of division of labor is limited. Possibility of splitting up production is essential for division of labor. 5. Organizing ability. Division of labor involves the employment of a large number of workers in one factory. To handle them properly and to assign to each worker a suitable job requires judgment of man nature of a high order. Hence, the entrepreneur must have the necessary ability to organize production on a large scale. 6. Spirit of cooperation. If the workers are not cooperative, they are quarrelsome and cannot work together amicably, division of labor is out of question. There must be a spirit of cooperation, a spirit of compromise, and a team spirit should exist. Without the spirit of give and take, division of labor cannot be introduced. 7. Laws of increasing returns. Where the law of increasing returns prevails, the possibilities of division of labor are greater, because production will be on a large scale. 8. Availability of more labor and capital. Division of labor implies large-scale production. Large number of workers is needed. Further division of labor and use of machinery go together. Large amounts will have to be spent on machinery. If the required number of labor and capital are not forthcoming, division of labor cannot be extended and cannot be possible to the required extent. 9. There should be development of means of transport and communication. For the success of division of labor, means of transport and communication must be developed. If there is development of means of transport, raw materials can be easily available and finished goods can be sent outside for sale. Different forms of division of labor. There are 4 forms of division of labor. They are: 1. Occupational or simple division of labor. 2. Division of labor into complete processes or complex division of labor. 3. Division of labor into sub-processes or incomplete processes. 4. Territorial or geographical division of labor. 1. Occupational or simple division of labor. This means division of people in society according to occupations or trades. In this, each individual takes a particular type of occupation for which he is best suited. Thus, in a community, some are teachers, some are doctors, some are merchants, brokers, and soon. When the whole work of a particular production is carried on by the same worker, it is called a simple division of labor. 2. Division of labor into complete processes or complex division of labor. When the entire work in production of a community is divided into different processes and each process is allotted to different persons, it is called process specialization. Under process specialization there is division, and each division or process is undertaken by one person. The division of labor so implied is termed as complex division of labor. Modern mass production is based on such complex division of labor. For example, shoemaking in a modern shoe factory involves complex division of labor, where the upper portion of the shoe are prepared by one group of workers, while bottom portion are prepared by another group, stitching work by a third group, and polishing, finishing, etc. by a fourth group of workers. In fact, it may be noted that in a modern shoemaking factory there are many processes, performed by different workers on different machines. This is the real division of labor which aims at increasing output. 3. Division of labor into sub-processes or into incomplete processes. When the complete processes are divided into sub-processes and then the work is completed, then it is called division of labor of sub-processes. Here one process is incomplete without the help and cooperation of other process. This is also called personal division of labor. 4. Territorial or geographical division of labor. This is also known as localization of industries. Under this, when a particular place or region is specialized in a particular industry or in the production of a particular commodity, it is called territorial or geographical division of labor. Advantages of division of labor. Advantages of division of labor can be divided under the following heads. 1. Advantages to producers. 2. Advantages to consumers. 3. Advantages to laborers. 4. Advantages to nation. Advantages to producers. Producers can be derived following advantages from division of labor. 1. Increase in production. With the adoption of division of labor, the total production increases. Adam Smith has written in his book that the advantage of division of labor can be ascertained when a worker can produce only 20 pins daily. If the making of pins in a modern factory is divided in various processes, then 18 workers can produce 20,000 pins in a single day. 2. Reduction in the cost of production. Division of labor increases production, which reduces the average cost of production. Saving of capital, tools and machinery, etc. also help in the reduction of cost of production. 3. Maximum utilization of machinery. The division of labor is the result of the large-scale production, which implies more use of machines. On the other hand, the division of labor increases the possibility of the use of machines in the small-scale production also. Therefore, in modern times the use of machines is increasing continuously due to the increase in the division of labor. 4. Large-scale production. Due to use of plant and machinery under division of labor, production starts increasing, which results in less cost of production. Less cost of production increases profit to producer. 5. Saving of time. There is no need for the worker to shift from one process to another. He is employed in a definite process with certain tools. He therefore goes on working without loss of time, sitting at one place. Continuity in work saves time and helps in more production at less cost. 6. Encouragement to inventions. In division of labor, each work is divided into small parts, which helps much in the invention of new things. In this connection, Robbins has said, By division of labor, the work is divided in small divisions, which helps much in new inventions. 7. Production of goods of superior quality. Division of labor is beneficial in making goods of superior quality. When the worker is entrusted with the work for which he is best suited, he will produce superior quality goods. 8. Best selection of the workers. Division of labor helps the producers in the best selection of workers. As the work is divided into different parts and each part is taken up by such a worker who is more suitable for it, the producer can select very easily the man who is best suited for the work. 9. Increase in profit. Division of labor gives more profit to the producer of the goods as the cost of production of the commodity diminishes. Advantages to consumers. Following are the advantages which consumers get from division of labor. 1. Availability of commodities at a cheaper price. Division of labor helps in mass production. Thus, production becomes less expensive and more economical. Therefore, cheaper goods are produced by manufacturers. Availability of cheaper goods for consumers improve the standard of living of the consumers and the people. 2. Better quality of commodities. Division of labor implies splitting up of production into a number of processes. Each person is given the job for which he is best suited. There will be no round pegs in sequence holes. In this way, a right man is placed at the right job, which helps in getting better quality of commodities. 3. Increase in consumers' satisfaction. There are always the wishes of consumers to get best quality of goods at lesser price. Under division of labor, consumer gets new quality goods at reasonable price, which gives maximum satisfaction to consumers. Advantages to laborers. Laborers get following advantages from division of labor. 1. Increase in efficiency of labor. With the division of labor, a worker has to do the same work time and again, and he gets specialization in it. In this way, the division of labor leads to a great increase in efficiency. 2. Increase in skill. Division of labor contributes to the development of skill to a great extent. Because with the repetition of the same type of work, he becomes well versed and specialized in it. This specialization enables him to do the work in the best possible way, which improves his skill. 3. Increases mobility of labor. Division of labor facilitates greater mobility of labor. Here the production is split up into different parts and a worker becomes trained in that very specific task in the production of the commodity which he performs time and again. He becomes professional, which leads to the occupational mobility. On the other hand, division of labor implies a large-scale production and laborers come to work from far and near. Thus, it increases geographical mobility of labor. 4. Increase in employment opportunities. Division of labor further leads to the diversity of occupations, which further leads to the employment opportunities. On the other hand, the scale of production being large, the number of employment opportunities also increases. 5. Best use of tools. In this system, it is not necessary to provide each worker with a complete set of tools. He needs a few tools only for the job in which he can make the best use. Therefore, the continuous use of tools is possible, which are used at different stage. 6. Work according to taste. Generally, it has been seen that workers have their own taste in production. For example, a person can take up that type of job for which he considers himself to be the most suitable and which is in accordance with his taste. Division of labor extends the work to such an extent that every person can find work according to his taste and interest. 7. Saving of capital and tools. Division of labor helps in the saving of capital and tools. It is not essential to provide a complete set of tools to every worker. He needs a few tools only for the job he has to do. Thus, there is the saving of tools as well as capital. For example, a tailor stitches the shirt, he requires a sewing machine, scissors, etc. But on the basis of division of labor, one can do the cutting and the other can stitch the clothes. In this way, two tailors can work with the help of one pair of scissors and one machine only. 8. Saving of time and expenses in training. Under division of labor, a worker has to train himself in a small part of production. There is no need to learn the complete process of production. It ensures saving of time as well as expenses in training. 9. Development of international trade. Division of labor increases the tendency of specialization not only in the workers or industries, but in different countries also. On the basis of specialization, every country produces only those goods in which it has a comparative advantage and imports such goods from those countries which have also greater comparative advantage. Therefore, division of labor is beneficial for the development of international trade also. 10. Spirit of cooperation among worker. Division of labor gives chances of working under the same roof and with the cooperation of each other. It further gives rise to the feeling of cooperation and trade unionism in the daily lives. The work cannot be completed unless they cooperate with each other. They help each other at the time of adversities as well. Advantages to nation. Nation also is benefited with the division of labor. Important advantages are: 1. Full utilization of natural resources. Division of labor in the country helps much in the full utilization of natural resources, because large-scale production is carried on. 2. Increase in the number of efficient organizers. Division of labor helps much in the earnings of profit. Therefore, in Nigeria, entrepreneurs are investing money and are helping organization to establish well-equipped company. 3. It is an index of economic growth. Establishment of good organization, earning more profit and distributing more bonus and dividend to workers and investors is an index and sign of economic growth of the country. Therefore, we can say that division of labor has contributed enough for the development and growth of an individual to company and organization. Disadvantages of division of labor. Division of labor has also certain demerits or disadvantages which may be divided as under: 1. Disadvantages to producers. 2. Disadvantages to consumers. 3. Disadvantages to laborers. 4. Disadvantages to nation. Disadvantages to producers. Producers derive following demerits or disadvantages from division of labor. 1. Danger of overproduction. Overproduction means that the supply of production is comparatively more than its demand in the market. Because of the division of labor, when production is done on a large scale, the demand for production lags much behind its increased supply. Such conditions create overproduction, which is very harmful for the producers as well as for the workers when they become unemployed. 2. Loss of responsibility. Many workers join hands to produce a commodity. If the production is not good and adequate, none can be held responsible for it. It is generally said that every man's responsibility is no man's responsibility. Therefore, the division of labor has the disadvantage of loss of responsibility. 3. Increased dependence. When the production is divided into a number of processes and each part is performed by different workers, it may lead to overdependence. For example, in the case of a ready-made garments factory, if the man cutting cloth is lazy, the work of stitching, buttoning, etc. will suffer. Therefore, increased dependence is the result of division of labor. 4. Evils of factory system. The modern industrial or factory system has been developed as a result of the division of labor. This system further gives rise to the evils like dense population, pollution, class conflict, bad habits of gambling and drinking, low standard of living, poor food, clothes and housing, etc. 5. Increased dependence on machines. As division of labor increases, there will be an increased use of machines. Almost all the workers work on different types of machines. It is very difficult for them to work without machines. Thus, division of labor increases the dependence on machines. 6. Administrative difficulties and industrial disputes. Industrial disputes mean strikes by workers, closure of factory, etc. due to clashes between the employees and the employers. This creates acute administrative problems and difficulties. Division of labor results in the division of society into workers and employers. The employer always tries to increase his profits by exploiting the workers, and workers from trade unions against the employees to put an end to their exploitation or to make them increase their wages. It gives rise to a severe conflict between the employers and the workers in the form of strikes, closures and lockouts of factories. Disadvantages to consumers. Division of labor gives many disadvantages to consumers, and important of them are as follows. 1. Consumers cannot get variety of goods. The worker deteriorates in technical skills. Instead of making the whole article of variety, the worker is required just to repeat a few simple movements. The skills with which the artisan once made the article products gradually dies out. He simply becomes a machine's tender. For example, 2. Division of labor kills creative instinct. Since many workers contribute to the making of an article, none can claim the credit of making it. Man's creative instinct is not satisfied. The work gives him no pride and no pleasure since no worker can claim the product as his own creation. 3. Dependence on others for satisfaction of wants. In olden days when division of labor was not developed, then whatever articles a man was in position to produce he used to consume himself. But nowadays the consumer is entirely dependent on others for the satisfaction of his wants. Disadvantages to laborers. A laborer can have following disadvantages from division of labor. 1. Monotony of work. Under division of labor, a worker has to do the same job time and again for years together. Therefore, after some time, the worker feels bored or the work becomes irksome and monotonous. There remains no happiness or pleasure in the job for him. It has an adverse effect on the production. 2. Division of labor can neither give pride nor pleasure. In the absence of division of labor, a laborer feels a lot of pleasure on the successful completion of his goods. But under division of labor, nobody can claim the credit of making it. The work gives him neither pride nor pleasure. Therefore, there is total loss of joy, happiness and interest in the work. 3. Fear of unemployment. The danger of unemployment is another disadvantage of division of labor. When the worker produces a small part of goods, he gets specialized in it and he does not have complete knowledge of the production of goods. For example, if a man is expert in buttoning the clothes and if he is removed or dismissed from the job, it becomes difficult for him to find the job of building. Thus, division of labor has a fear of unemployment. 4. Reduction in mobility of labor. It has been observed that the mobility of labor is reduced on account of division of labor. The worker performs only a part of the whole task. He is trained to do that much part only. So, it may not be easy for him to find out exactly the same job where else, if he wants to change the place. In this situation, the mobility of labor gets retarded. 5. Creative pleasure is killed. Division of labor kills the creative pleasure of producing an article because many men contribute to the making of an article, none can claim the credit of making it. Man's creative instinct is not satisfied. The work cannot give him pleasure as no worker can claim the product as his own creation. 6. Lack of responsibility. In this, none can be held responsible for bad production because none makes the whole article. When the result is bad, everybody tries to shift the responsibility to somebody else. This adds to the difficulties of administration. 7. Exploitation of labor. As we are that division of labor is concerned with large-scale production in big factories which are owned by the rich people. No poor worker can afford to start his own production. Therefore, they have to seek employment in big factories of rich people. These employers pay fewer wages to them as compared to their marginal productivity, because there is no other alternative to the workers but to work at very low wages. Therefore, division of labor results in the exploitation of labor. 8. Employment of women and children. Division of labor results in the large-scale production in which children and women are also employed. It is because a simple and small part of the whole task can be easily performed by them. Thus, the number of employed women and children increases. They are also exploited by the employers by paying them lower wages. Disadvantages to nation. Sometimes nation also has to suffer due to division of labor. Important situations are as follows where nation has to suffer. 1. Birth of monopoly situation. In division of labor, producer is the alone producer of goods and to increase his profit, he adopts unfair tactics. 2. Maximum production leads to depression in the country. In division of labor, if maximum production is done, then depression in the country takes place and the bad effect of depression directly falls on social and economic situation of the county. Conclusion. Division of labor is no doubt attended with a number of drawbacks. But the advantage has outweighed the disadvantages. The evils can be minimized by shortening the hours of work and providing more leisure to the worker. It is no longer possible, nor it is desirable, to do away with this system. Remember, division of labor is beneficial to the workers, to the producers and to the society as a whole. Remedies and mitigation of division of labor. Various disadvantages of the division of labor can be mitigated or remedied as under. 1. Monotony of work can be avoided. It has been observed that most of the monotony of work can be avoided when workers' opportunities of vertical mobility in the occupation are increased through training imparted under division of labor. 2. Psychological satisfaction of work is to be sacrificed. In mass production, when the psychological satisfaction of creative work is to be sacrificed, it is not every significant as compared to the physical satisfaction of increased income and consumption and high standard of living enjoyed by the worker as a result of the division of labor. 3. Risk of unemployment. Risk of unemployment causes frictional or technical unemployment due to mechanization of the process. This may be short-term phenomenon. But, in fact, the division of labor in the long run increases employment opportunities within the firm or industry and in other fields also. For example, the increasing use of machinery will promote work and employment in the repair and spare parts industries of the country. 4. It causes lack of responsibility. Division of labor causes lack of responsibility among the workers. But if proper checks are introduced, workers can be made more responsible to their job. 5. Increases the mobility of labor. Division of labor and the resulting specialization will not inhibit but, on the contrary, increase the mobility of labor. Because to specialize in some alternative job will not take much time as the worker is required to learn only a part of the work. Moreover, the number of employment exchange centers may be increased by the government to enhance the occupational mobility of labor. Limitations of division of labor. Economists are of this opinion that the division of labor is very useful and beneficial to the workers, the entrepreneur and the society in general. But it has serious limitations. Its introduction and operation depends on certain conditions. Unless these conditions are fulfilled, division of labor will be either out of the question or will not be useful for the organization. 1. Size of market. The demand for a commodity depends on the size of the market. A wide market constitutes a large demand for the product, and a small market will obviously has a small magnitude of demand. Thus, if the demand is small, it will not be advantageous to produce it on a large scale, and therefore, there will be less possibility of a complex division of labor. On the other hand, a wide market calls for a large-scale production, hence a greater possibility of extensive division of labor. A complex division of labor and large scale of production are possible only when there is a sufficiently large market to absorb all the supply of goods produced. 2. Nature of product and nature of occupation. Nature of product imposes another limitation. If the product is such that its manufacture cannot be split up into distinct process, no division of labor will be possible. Similarly, when a job is such which cannot be split into different processes, there cannot be division of labor. For example, in farming, when there is time gap between sowing and harvesting, division of labor is futile. Similarly, in driving a car, there cannot be a division of labor. 3. Spirit of cooperation. Division of labor can be successful when there is perfect coordination among different processes and full cooperation among workers. Without the spirit of cooperation and compromise or team spirit, division of labor cannot be effective. 4. Physical or technical limit. Beyond a point of physical and technical limit, further division of labor is not possible. For example, it is technically impossible to further break up the processes of hammering or working on a sewing machine. 5. Ability of the manager or the entrepreneur. A complex division of labor involves large coordination of work and extensive organization and administration on the part of the manager or the entrepreneur. If this ability is lacking, the system of division of labor cannot be sustained for long. 6. Machinery of commerce and transportation. The extent of division of labor is also indirectly determined by the machinery of commerce and transport facilities in the country. The facility of transport, the banking system, etc. help to an extent the market areas which determine the extent of division of labor.